Hello everyone, this is AJ. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. Just want to thank you for your support and your continued support if you're a returning viewer and if you're a subscriber. If you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so. You know where the button is. It's right down below. Also, please leave me a comment. I do reply to all comments, and hit the notification bell. The notification bell will keep you apprised of all of my upcoming content. I do have a couple of series on the go. Generally on a Saturday I will look at part of my collection. On a Monday I will do a ranking video, and on a Wednesday I post a AJ's Collectible Corner video, which takes an item from my collection, has a closer look at it, and a little talk about it. Also, I am on Facebook and Instagram under AJ's Movie Place, so please feel free to visit me over there. Message me up, whatever you want to do. Yeah, so today I'm here with a review, and I'm going to be reviewing the film Escape Room 2 Tournament of Champions. I had to think of the title then. So I'm going to share with you my thoughts on that. So let's just get straight into it. Okay, so Escape Room Tournament of Champions is the sequel to the film Escape Room, which came out a couple of years ago. You may have seen it, you may not have seen it. You know what an escape room is. It's one of those things, places you get locked into and you've got sort of puzzles to get out of. Now, only in this film, the rooms end up killing you. I won't talk about the first film. If you've seen it, you've seen it. If you're watching this review, you probably have seen the first one and a bit interested in the second one. So this film starts off with a recap of the first film. It gives you it in a couple of minutes, you know, a few shots, and it catches up with the two remaining survivors of that first feature. So the film does pretty much play off the end of that. You know, it feels like not much time has passed. Yeah. Now, I'm going to go into spoiler territory in this video. So if you don't want to know, then don't watch it. So the film begins with the girl and the boy who survived in the first one. I cannot remember their names, and I don't much care to either. So that it starts off following them. Like I said, you have the recap, and then it goes with them. They're trying to track down the place that's created these escape rooms and had put them into it. They go to these coordinates they've come across, and the girl ends up having her necklace that was her mother's stolen by some homeless guy, or geezer pretending to be homeless guy. A chase ensues, and they chase and they follow him onto the underground trains, and they end up getting caught in a train as they're chasing him through. The geezer manages to get off before the doors closes. It shuts and the train pulls away, and they've lost the pendant that she had. They're stuck on this carriage, you know, on this train with a number of other people, only for the train to decouple, the points of the track to move across, and the part of the train, the carriage of the train that they're on, to take a different route than the rest of the train. So this train goes speeding down this other track, this sort of old unused track, till it comes to its buffer stops and hits them at speed. Then they come to realise that they're actually locked in this train carriage, and the train gets electrified, and they've got to try and figure a way out before they're sort of burnt alive in it. Yeah, so obviously the group managed to overcome this trap. This is the first escape room that they're put into. They managed to overcome it with the death of one of them, and they drop down into their next escape room. So the film is very much like the first film in that it leads from room to room to room to room, and as the movie goes on, members of the group are lost, you know, they're killed. Yeah. In this one, it goes into a bit of the backstory, and that there's a side story, because the film does actually open after the recap stuff in the past, about 20 odd years ago. And there's this young girl with her mother, and this geezer who's designing the escape rooms, and the mother wants to leave with the girl, leave the father, because he's just always doing this, designing these escape rooms. But there's a bit of sort of ambiguity around it, in that you feel like he's threatened into doing this sort of stuff. The people who are actually the big people who are making these escape rooms and that sort of thing. So you have this storyline. The mother ends up being killed. When you jump forward into the future, you come to find out that this young girl is now grown up, and she's being kept in a cell, essentially a glass cell, and she's being used to create these escape rooms. It's her that's doing, creating the majority of them and all this sort of thing. As the film progresses and these characters are making their way through the escape rooms, I won't go into detail on all of and every of the escape room. There's no point, but they get more and more elaborate. You come to realise that the girl is actually assisting the main character from the first one, helping her escape. Now, all the other people on the train, I neglected to mention this, they're all winners of other games, and they've all been put together, hence the title Tournament of Champions, because they're all champions from their own right, from when it's happened to them. So the film carries on, and like I said, you find out that this girl is being helped by the main girl's being helped by the girl behind the glass. Ultimately, she manages to escape with her friend again, the guy from the first one who joined her on this journey, and everyone else has been, sort of dispatched of, and in the end, they get out with the help of this girl, but at the very end, you come to realise that this girl isn't all she's cracked up to be. It was her that actually had her mother killed. She's like a little nasty piece of work, highly intelligent, and it sort of leaves the film open for a third one, in that she's sort of like, well, to her father, who she sort of dispatches off screen, wait until they see what I can do, sort of thing. You know what I mean? So that's this film. I've given you the whole film there, pretty much. Obviously, the film's about, if you're watching these films, it's about the escape rooms and what they, how they get out of them, this sort of thing. And some of that's quite interesting, but I'll be honest with you, I'm sat there and watching this film, and I'm thinking, this is ludicrous. This is some of the most... I thought it with the first film as well. This is one of the most ludicrous films I've seen. The time and money and, to set up these escape rooms that they create in the buildings or in whatever. It's impossible. It's not possible. To get a train carriage to detach in motion, to take a different track, you've got to really leave, any sort of semblance of fault at the door with this film, because it's, like I said, it's preposterous, it's ludicrous, it's just... I'm sat there and I'm thinking, why am I watching this? Why am I watching this film? This, give me something to think about. Give me a film that tests my intelligence. Give me a storyline and I find myself watching Escape Room Tournament of Champions. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that a lot of today's audience will get some enjoyment out of this film. Obviously, the first one done well enough to warrant the sequel. There isn't much gore in the films, don't get me wrong. Like the first one, it felt like it was... the gore's all off screen, isn't it? You get people die. It's made... You can tell from the... it's made for a younger audience, really, more than anything, because there isn't no blood or anything in it. There's not like Saw and that sort of thing, but this film it doesn't test your intelligence. It doesn't, there's no story. It's just about room to room, and it gets a bit tedious. The first film is one that I've never really felt the need to pick up on physical media. It's not a film I feel like I've needed to own, and much goes with this one. I mean, I watched it, and that's it. I mean, like I said, I didn't even want to remember the characters' names, or I don't even care about the actors' names. I couldn't care less about who directed it. But anyway, so yeah, it's not a very good film. It's lowest common denominator kind of territory for a movie. But there you go. But we'll have our own opinions. Some people will like it, and good luck to them. I'm not going to knock people for liking the film. If you like the film, then, you know, hats off to you. You know, each their own. Anyway, that was my review for Escape Room 2 Tournament of Champions. I have to keep thinking about that title. Anyway, so I'm going to leave it there. Like I said, if you're still with me, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I'll see you on the next time round. Take care all. Goodbye.